Welcome, my dear students. Welcome, everyone. A new lecture in the compound interest, new part in the compound interest. And we will talk today about the compound interest. The difference between compound interest and the simple interest is very easy. Usually, compound interest takes into consideration to add the interest of the previous period into the origin or the principal. So it doesn't calculate the interest only for the origin. No, it calculates the interest for the origin plus the generated interest from the previous periods. I will show you just how it is now right now. Look at this. Interest for a specific time period is added to the original principal. And I will show you what I mean by this right now. So let's go here as example. If those was, this is a compound interest. This is an example of compounding interest. When you come to see here, you will see that the first year, 10,000, and the interest was 10% here. The interest was 10%. So particularly 10,000 multiplied by 10%. Let me show it how to get it. If I say like this, for the interest for the first year, interest for the first year will equal the 10,000 times multiply by times the 10%. 10%. Okay, so that will give me 1,000. Simply, that will give me 1,000. That is for the interest for the first year. Yeah. So the first year interest is for 10,000. Let's go here and see. Yes, that's right. The interest is 10,000 is 1,000 here. So 10,000 generated 1,000 interest. 10,000 times 10% will give me interest for the first year for 1,000. In the simple interest, we used to take the second year as well, the same thing. So interest for the first year would have been like this. Interest for the second year also will be like this, as long as the amount of money is the same. Then the third year will be like this as well. Third year will be like this as well. Control and C. Control and V. That's about simple interest. In the simple interest, that's in the simple interest which we studied before. There's no problem here. So every year the interest will be 1,000. But in the compound interest, in the case of the compound interest, we don't do like this. We don't do like this. Let me show you what we will do. Here, if you want the simple interest, it's 10% and so on. But in the compound interest situation is different. Why? I will show you. I will show you. The first year, the interest for the first year, let us go for the same example which we did here, and we will take only the first year interest. Here it is, Control and C. And now we are working on the compound interest to see the difference between the simple compound interest, to see the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest. First year is the same, Control and V. So here I will take the first year. I will consider only the principal. But the second year, no. The interest of the second year in the compound interest will equal the origin plus the interest together. So origin is 10,000 plus 1,000, that will be 11,000. Again, I add the 10,000 into the 1,000, they became 11,000. Then I will multiply by 10%. I will multiply by this part, 10%. Here we go. Control and C. So I don't only do like the simple 10,000 every year in 10%, 10,000 the second year, 10,000 the third year. That was in the simple. No. In the compound, I add the principal or the origin into the interest, and then we calculate the interest. For that reason, they call it compound interest. So here it is. For the first year, it's 1,000. The interest was 1,000. So I add the principal into the interest. It's 11,000. The second year, I will take the 11,000 and again multiply by 10%. 11,000, and then it will give me this amount. So here it is. If I do it one by one like this, here it is. The principal is 11,000. Then I will multiply it for 1 year interest. That will make 1,100. Here we go. Here we go. 11,000. So this will be 1,100 like this. Okay. 1,100. I will add it. If I go here, I will add the 1,100 into the 11,000. They all will be 12,100. Like here it is. I will add them together. 11,000 plus. So the point is in the look at this, in the simple interest, we used to calculate the interest by multiplying in the origin amount. So origin amount is 10,000 times 10,000. That will give me 1,000 interest. Then the amount will be, the total amount will be 11,000. 10 and 11, 11,000. Second year, 10 and 11, 11,000. Third year, 10 and 11, 11,000. That is in the simple interest. But in the compound interest, like what you see in front of you here, we will take the first 10,000, multiply by 10%, it will give me 1,000. 1,000 plus the 10,000, that will give 11,000. Second year. So second year, I will take the 11,000 here because this was at the end of the first year. The end of the first year is the start of the second year. So 11,000, I will take it here, multiply by 10%. 11,000 multiplied by 10%, it will give me 1,100 or 1,100. I will add the 11,000 into 1,100, they would give me 12,100. Then the balance is 12,100 in the second year. I will take the 12,100, then add it to the third year, because this is at the end of the second year, it will be the start of the third year. So I will take this amount, 12,100, multiply by 10% here, multiply by 10%, it will give me this amount, 1210. So I will add 1,200 plus 1210, it will give me 13,310. 13,310. I will take the 13,310 to the last year. 13,310 multiply by 10%, that will give me 1,331. I will add 13,310 to 1,331. It will give me 14,641. So this is the compound interest. So when we would decide like this as example, 10,000 plus 1,000, this will, the first year it will be, all will be 11,000. Second year, 11,000 as well. 10 plus 1, the interest will be 11. Third year, 10 plus 1 will be 11. Fourth year as well, 10 plus 1 will be 11. So this interest for the first year, this interest for the second year, this interest for the third year, and fourth year is the same. Control Z. I'm talking about the simple interest. Control and V in the fourth year, it will be the same. Interest for the fourth year will equal 1,000. So here the sum, the amount, the total amount will be 10,000 plus 1,000, 10,000 plus 1,000, that will equal 11,000. 11,000. Let me enlarge the font a little bit, so it will come in one line. Then here also, that will equal 11,000. Second year, it will equal also 11,000. Here we go. I will just decrease the font so it can come. And the third year, same. The third year will be 11,000 as well. And the fourth year will be also 11,000. So what we did here actually, we calculated in the simple interest. We are talking about the simple interest. we are calculated the sum is based on the origin. The sum is based on the origin. Like you see here, in all of them, sum is based on the origin. But in the compound interest, it doesn't work like this. We saw how it's working. Look at this. Took the 1,000 times 10%, it give me 1,000. So 10,000 plus 1,000, that's 11,000. Second year, I will take the 11,000, not 10,000 like what I did here in the simple. In the simple, I took the 10,000 all the way down 10,000. But here, no. Here, no. I will take the origin of the principal plus the interest and make the interest for both of them for the second year. So it will be like this way and this way and this way. If I want to compare between them, I just want to actually to put them both on one slide. I don't know how it will come. It might come like this. Try it now. New slide. We'll see here. Control and V. And I will just dislodge it like this way in front of you guys. And I will bring the simple interest as well in front of you here also. And do it. Here it is. And we'll sorry about that. Yeah, here it is. Then we will make it copy, then go and put it here beside this. So here is the simple, and here is the compound. Just give me 1 sec. I will remove it so we can compare between both of them. Look at this, this is the compound interest. The first year, 11,000, but here the first year here is like the first year here. But second year in the compound is more, because second year in the simple interest, all the amount is 11,000, but the second year in the compound interest, 12,100. Third year, the third year in the simple interest, same. So simple interest does not change from 1 year to 1 year. Simple interest does not change. Compare between simple and compound interest. Like you see here, the simple interest is constant always because we multiply the origin. We multiply the origin by 10%. But here, no. We add the origin, the principal, the origin into the interest, then we take it, and the second year we will multiply by the interest rate. So all of them, the balance by the interest rate. But here, the origin multiplied by the interest rate. That is the difference between the interest, simple interest, and what you can see here. That's the difference between simple interest and compound interest. That's the difference between them. We'll go now into how to calculate the future value, or the first table. We call it the first table, and how to calculate it, how to calculate the simple interest. The future value in the simple was very easy. The future value in the simple one, the n was inside the bracket. The n was inside the bracket. But here, the n is in the top of the bracket. It's a power. It's power here. So future value will equal present value. It's 1 plus the interest power n. This is the interest rate. The interest rate. The interest rate. So here, or the R. So here, guys, let us go here and see an example for what we are doing right now. Go for an example for what we are doing now, and just showing you how to do the power. So here is example. An example here. A principal of 10,000. A principal of 10,000 is invested at an annual rate of 10%. But this annual is compound rate. So this is a compound rate because since we are working in the compound interest, so the interest rate is compound here. Okay. Of 10 years of 10% for 4 years. Find the future value. So the future value, this is sum of one amount only. This is sum of one amount only. This is not annuities. Sum of one amount means one amount only, which we have, which was 10,000, was deposited in the start of the period. And we want this amount, the origin plus the interest. We want the origin plus the interest after 4 years. We want it after 4 years. And the rate of interest is 10% compound interest. So basically here, the future value or the sum in the future will equal the present. P is the present multiplied by 1. This one we said it's constant plus the interest rate all power n. N is the period. The period here is 4 years. The period or the time period is 4 years. So here we say like this, the origin was 1,000. Here is the 1,000 multiply by 1 plus 10%. So this 1 plus 10% will give me like this 1.1. 1 plus, let me show you how we do it. So here 1 plus, let's go for C. Okay, let's go 1 plus 0.10 will equal 1.1. Like what you see here in front of you will equal 1.1. This is 0 on the right. It doesn't mean anything because zeros on the right doesn't mean anything. So it's 1.1. 1.10 is 1.1 exactly. Power 4. Power 4. So how I will do this? I will go to the calculator here right now. I will go to the calculator here right now and just I would say CE. And I will say 1.1 XY. We'll look for XY. XY, it's 4 years. 4 will equal 1.464. Let's see this. Here it is 1.464. I will multiply it by 10,000. I will multiply it by 10,000. Here still I will go multiply it by 10,000. That will equal how much, guys? 14,641. Here it is. Here, 14,641. 14,641, the results. So what I would do usually, the principal of the money amount, I multiply it by 1. This is 1 is constant plus the rate of interest. The rate of interest is 10%. 1 plus 10% will give me 1.1. The power of the years. The years here, how many years? 4 years. So the years of the power here, 4. So I will multiply 10,000 times 1.14 power 4. It will give me this amount. Okay. Can I just say how much I earned in interest? Yes. The amount which I get 14,641 minus the origin. So 14,641 minus the origin was 10,000. That will give me 4,641, which is the interest only the interest. Okay, I will do another example in front of you right now so that we can understand the idea more and more. John deposited $10,000 in TD Bank with compound interest rate of 10% for 5 years. Calculate the future value of that amount then calculate the total interest he earned. It's very nice. So here I will say solution. And I will put the solution right now here in the middle here. And I will go like this. We know now that the present value or the future value or the sum of the amounts will equal the principal of the amounts. Then here 1 plus the interest rate, the R, or the interest rate, and that's all power. Power, here is the sign of the power. Power, the years. The years are 5 years. Let me enlarge the solution for you guys so that you can see it very properly. Here it is. So simply, the origin is $10,000. Here it is, Control and C. So here, that will equal P is 10,000, Control and V, multiply by 1 plus the interest rate, 1 plus the interest rate is 10%. So 10% will be 0.1. Then here, power, the power is for 5 years. Okay, that will equal 10,000 multiplied by 1.1 power 5. So I will go just now and check out this amount. How will be this amount looks like? I mean, this amount, 1.1 power 5 here. 1.1 power 5, this part of the equilibrium. Just let me show it to you. This part of the equilibrium. I will do it right now with the calculator and see what is the results of this amount. Here I will get my own calculator and just go for the C. See here, and I would say 1.1 power xy 5 years. How much it will equal? This is the amount. Then I will take this amount like this, copy, and I will go and put it here right now. Will equal 10,000 multiplied by the output which I get from the calculations. So this means it will be 16,105.1. So it will equal, when I multiply them by each other, I will take 10,000 multiplied by the last number, let's see, and I will go here and multiply by, let's see, what is the multiplication? Multiply by 10,000. So that will equal 16,105.1. 16,105.1, and that is the end of the example. Will equal 16,105.1. Now it's your turn. I will make a small example for you guys, and you will do it right now. I will do a small example for you, and you will just do it for me right now. Here we go. Just increase this. Just put it in highlighting, so that everyone can see it and note. And see also the fractions. What will be done in the fractions? So same idea. Same ideas are always the same. So the same ideas are always the same. This is the solution. Put it in green color. Then also we'll make it bold so everyone can see it properly. Okay, we'll take another example, guys, and you will work on it. I just want you to do it. Control and C, and we will put it here in a new slide. So, guys, you can say exercise here, Control and V, and the amount I will make it 20,000. Compound interest of 5% for 20 years. So that one you will do it for me, and you will see, of course, how much the one which is there, the interest is earned. You will get the sum minus. So you will get like here, like we did before, the sum of the amount minus the origin. It will give you the interest, how much interest you have, or how much interest you earn. That's how. In my example here, I will say 16,501. Let's Control and C. If I want the interest earned, will equal this amount, Control and V, minus the origin, which was 10,000. That will give me 16. That will give 6105.1. Will give 605. Control and C. That will equal 6105.1. This is actually what I earned as interest. This is what I earned as interest, and this was the second thing which we asked for. Calculate the total interest earned. That is the second part. So I want you to do the same thing. I'll just enlarge it for you guys so you can see it and work on it. Here we go. Please do this example. Thank you.